Hello, hello! How is everybody doing? And I just saw Dakoba's comment. Yes, I figured out how to get this thing to go into 1080p rather than the 720 that's been going on since, Hollow Knight and when we did American Nightmare stream. I was actually being an idiot with how my bitrate was in Streamlabs, and I finally fixed it. Let me see, throw you on performance mode and come right back. Yeah, honestly, like, with how my settings in Streamlabs were, it was going at 2 megabytes a second for the bitrate, and my PC is capable of up to 27 bits per second, or megabits per second, and all I needed to do is pop it up to 6, and we're fine. And I do apologize that that was an issue for a long time. 1 second. Sorry, my boss is texting me. Give me a second. I'm one of those on-call employees at all times, so give me a moment. Okay, forwarded you this one. And send them over. Sorry, just a little situation I gotta deal with at work. I'm right back. Hey, Kayla, how are you doing? Hey there, Trey, Cinnamon, Coolbon, Kenyetta Adams. How's everyone doing today? I see Tailgate and Nick is in here, Nicholas, and I'm Caro. Thank you all for joining. So here we are. Okay, so just so everyone knows, the same rules as last time applies. We're going to have no spoilers for the story of this particular game. Throughout it, I will be bringing attention to things we should be focusing on, but I won't explain what they are. I may allude to things from other Remedy titles, but that's really about it. And again, once the VOD goes up to YouTube, all spoilers can be discussed in the comments there. Those are the rules, and we're going to stick to them so we can give everyone who hasn't played this the best experience possible. Oh gosh, no, keep the Grulovia song out of here. Not allowed. That's gonna be stuck in my head, Andres, I swear. It's gonna be stuck in my head for the next frickin' 24 hours. Alright. So, we're gonna wait a little bit and let everyone get caught up before we get going. Oh, gosh. I'm just so glad I was able to fix this, resolution issue, because I honestly didn't even realize this was happening until halfway through the Psychonauts game. Stream, and I didn't figure out what was going on until after Alan Wake, the last one on Wednesday, because the whole point of the remastered is to show off its visuals, and if I have to show it at 720, I'm kind of missing the point. Smash the record player, absolutely. Alright guys, so we finished up episode 1, Nightmare, on Wednesday. So today we are going to be moving forward into episode 2, which I believe is entitled Taken. And because this is a TV show, we can go ahead and get a previously on, which is great. I have actually never seen the first Tron movie, Tailgate. I've seen the sequel though, and I know I'm a terrible person for never having seen the original Tron. I haven't been able to do any more digging on that yet, Dakoba, but in terms of the graphical mishaps, but I'll figure it out eventually. I think it was kind of to a minimum last time. That's also partially why I'm going to do 1 episode per stream rather than going past that, because it seems to get worse the longer I play. So by keeping it relatively short, then it'll keep that to a minimum. I hope they remaster American Nightmare. That would be amazing. The Evil Within. No, that's actually on my list, Rodin. That we're going to be doing Evil Within at some point. After we finish this Alan Wake Remastered, I'm probably going to do a smaller game first before we get into more of the larger games. But I'm going to put all this up for a poll, and decide what everyone wants to see me play, but The Evil Within is definitely on that list. Alright guys, you are ready? Let's go ahead and jump into episode 2.
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Bum bum bum. Alright, here we go. And he's clean shaven. For some reason, it looks like he aged if he doesn't have a beard.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Okay, let's go put some coffee on. No spoilers from you? Good. Yes, we're going to try to keep it to a halt. Keep all spoilers out of chat and out of the stream itself.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
So we got a giant winter storm outside, very reminiscent of Max Payne, where they're in the middle of a blizzard on both. The first game, I believe. Looks like they just got a new TV as well. Yeah, for New York, this is an awesome apartment. Hold on, I just gotta pull something up real quick on my phone, and we'll head back to see Alice real quick. So this is a site you never really see much anymore, but you have a bookshelf full from floor to ceiling in the living room, and the TV hasn't even put up yet. Just to let you know where his priorities are. Yeah, I'll take some cinnamon, thanks. All right. Hello there, Alice.
Hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. Okay, we got some coffee to keep us up. So, I don't think they really bring it up too much in here, but Alice is a professional photographer, and she is responsible for doing all the cover mock-ups and artwork for the books as one of her projects. I'm pretty sure she does stuff outside of his book series, but that's just one of the things she works on. You have your whiskey, you're good? Nice. Alright, so before we look at those, we have another QR code right here. So I'm going to go scan that. If everyone wants to look at it, you can scan it as well. And again, I will say this up front, this is a spoiler for the end of the game, as well as stuff that happens in the AWE DLC of Control. So, as of right now, if you have not played the game, or know anything, or do not want to be spoiled, go ahead and turn off the audio, or take your headphones off. I'm going to leave this paused until we're done with this, but I'll play it for everyone else who wants to listen to it. So I'll give you guys about 10 seconds to get caught up, and then we'll go through it. What did she do last night, Fussy? Well, it's not PG, so we can't really discuss it. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, let's go ahead and click on this, and we will play Vision number 2. Again, spoilers ahead.
The dark place was an endless waking dream. I saw visions carried by the ebb and flow of different dream states. They seeped in from the reality beyond. Things I had a connection to, but also things I couldn't possibly know. I used them in my writing to make it real, so that the parts that weren't would become so. And there were visions that I knew were not real. Ideas I had lost, often of Casey. I had written about him for years. I used them as well. The lies had to feel true for them to become true. Had I always written this way? Even before, seen things without realizing I was seeing them, thinking they were mine. Was this what inspiration was for me?
Okay, and there we go. I don't think there's any... Okay, we're back. Spoiler section is over. Honestly, these QR codes were only put in during the Steam version. They were not in the original version of the game. It's legit raining here. It was raining all day for me, too. And it just recently stopped.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan, please check the fuse box.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm right here.
Sorry.
I'm on it, honey.
We'll do that in a second.
Hurry.
We got to look at a few things real quick. So we got some manuscript pages here. Okay, so the sudden stop. Before we look at those, for anyone who's unaware, Alan writes a series of books about a New York cop by the name of Alex Casey.
I really don't like this, Alan. Please hurry.
I'm sorry, Alice. I very much apologize. But this is the stand-in for Max Payne throughout the course of it. In this universe, Alan Wake is the author of Max Payne.
I really need those lights on.
Okay, we'll pause. And this is the first few pages from the last book in the series. So here we go.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Honestly, Trey, I go, if you are familiar with my regular lecture videos, I go way too far in diving into the psychology of a game. And I feel it helps you appreciate a story even more by getting into it. Yes, at Tailgate, that is the amazing James McCaffrey. He voices not just Max Payne, he's now voicing Alex Casey. He also voices Director Trench from Control and Thomas Zane within this game.
A late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
And again, if you're familiar with the story of Max Payne, then you'll know what this is in reference to, both his wife and his baby, as well as the painkillers. So if we look on the shelf here, there are 5 books already in the series. Hopefully Alice is not going to scream over me while I look at them. But we got Alex Casey, which is the story of Max Payne 1. You also have Return to Sender, which is the title of the Address Unknown Marathon, if you're familiar with the second game.
Check the fuse box.
And then the Fall of Casey is supposed to line up with the second game as well. So literally, he's writing the entire franchise.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Dude, a Tron video game would be amazing.
Hi.
Absolutely.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Sorry,
Don't worry.
I had to do
We'll just break out the
collectibles.
candles.
I know
Storm of the
it's
Century?
stupid, but it's
Very
just,
possible.
especially when I'm not prepared for it.
I'm
know?
unfamiliar with that story,
It
though.
gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Very true. Collectibles are forever. Thanos does have one of those. He flips the switch and everyone just, you know... Oh, I don't feel so good. The wizard hacked an entire dude. It just reminds me of that... Hold
How do
on.
you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Sorry, Kayla, that comment about the D&D set in a Tron universe, it just reminded me of that one DLC of Borderlands, the pre-sequel, where you go into Claptrap's mind. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does look pretty good.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing
Nope,
short for
he's a
this,
fisherman,
Doc.
that's what he enjoys.
She's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you.
This guy loves his fish.
You a fishing man, Mr.
Anyways, I'm going to look down. Again, we have the newspaper here showing the UFO sightings,
Very
which
relaxing out
isn't
there.
100%.
You can't get
We'll
near
talk
the
about that in a
water
little
this
bit.
time of year. Closest
Let's just go ahead and leave because he's going to ramble on for a while. Hello.
Thank
What are
for
you doing
testing
over
the
there?
lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Mr. Wake,
Okay.
the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Thank you.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
It looks like it.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Yes, Dakota, that is the lady from the diner. And hey there, Gabriel. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry, I can walk away from the sheriff. Oh, that's
The
fine.
sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
I'm heading over there, thank you. Alright. So we got some missing individuals here. Camping trip, overdue, haven't been seen or contacted. These are actually, I believe, developers. And this one right here, he has a knack for... Whoa, what is going on there? He has a knack for winning contests. I think this is someone who wants something to get his... to get in the game or something. I don't really know for sure. You stay and listen for a while. Oh god, I can hear Deckard Cain's voice in my head right now.
Mr. Wake, your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Before we do that, there was something someone found. There was an Easter egg that
Your
someone put
phone,
up on
Mr.
Reddit.
Wake?
I'm going to try to find it real quick. I'll be right back, Sarah. 1 second. And it's really important. I want to find it. I don't know where it's at in the game world, though. It's somewhere here, though.
I believe you'll find the sheriff in her office. Just go down the corridor.
There's a letter that was sent,
Sheriff
and I
Breaker
really
is
want
waiting
to...
for you down the corridor in her office.
Hey, deputy, it's fine. It's fine. This is important. Well, we can grab this while we're here. And grab this while we're here, too. Alice sees a shadow.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Mm-hmm. It's not like it might be that woman who gave us the keys in the first place. Yes, that actually was supposed to be the entire full map, Katam. So originally when this game was being designed, it was supposed to be an open world game, And the amount of game world that we have in the final product is, I think, only like 20% of the game assets they've created.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Yeah, I've seen the demos, Tailgate.
There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Okay, so someone's kidnapped our wife. Sarah Breaker. Let's head back in.
I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
I'm sorry. All of this, it's just a lot to take in.
Take your time, Mr. Wake. I understand. Can I ask you what the call was about, Mr. Wake?
It's personal.
Well, we are looking for your wife, and I'm going to need your cooperation if I'm going to help you.
I need a moment, after I get some fresh air.
Okay. You can find me here. We'll talk when you feel up to it.
Your comment, Tacoba, about his grammar, it's actually relevant to his character, too, so we'll talk about it. So I found the Easter egg. Anyone who has played Control, let's look at this letter at the top here. It's kind of hard to see, but it is addressed to the sheriff's station, and it is from the Federal Bureau of Control. There's a sticky note on the top corner of it stating to ask Dad about this. And that's all I'm going to say about that, but if you are aware of the lore of Control, you'll know that is a new addition to the remastered version right there. Moving onwards.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
Sure, let's go see Walter.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
So this guy, we got a drunk in the drunk tank.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on!
I'll go back to the radio.
They don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
Okay, I'll be right back, Walter, and we need to go look at the radio.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsal today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over. Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
All right, perfect. So, yeah, they got Deputy Thornton and Mulligan, who are surprisingly actually relevant characters throughout the whole thing here. Yeah, no 3 strikes law. It's a weird thing with small communities like this. They really just more try to take care of their people. If they're like this guy, if there's an issue, they really just want to help him out more than just lock him up, throw him out. It's like, nah, what's going on with him? Let's take care of the guy. Let's help him out.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See? Sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen, you gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
So it was a goddamn space alien. And remember, we keep finding newspapers about UFO sightings over the town. And now he's talking about space aliens. So, who asked the question? Crime Wizard, if you've played Control, it's another game by the same developers, you'll know what the Federal Bureau of Control is, but for this game, it's not really relevant. So we're not going to bring it up. Dark presence in the diner.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
So dark presence is thrown down. The only person we know is a little bit shady is that old lady in the funeral dress. Yeah, of course they always blame it on the aliens. Come on, dirty humans.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Okay, before we do that, let's go ahead and grab one of you. And let's grab this and then run away before DMCA hits us.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Okay, run away. So, Tailgate, I think there's probably going to be Easter eggs for Crossfire X. I seriously doubt that they're going to make it part of the Remedyverse, though, just because it's not really their property.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence.
I would love it if they did, though.
There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Flashy boy, okay. Yeah, I love that they've... Little things like that, by adding new assets to the game, is intended to bring it closer to the Control universe, and... they don't even need to do much, just minor stuff like that and changing a few textures. Alright, Wake at Lover's Peak.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
So, Rodan, are you teaching everyone why you're the pun master here already? Because I can see some people already giving you scuff for it. So, in terms of nyctophobia, as far as we know, Alice is the only one who suffers from it. There's some information in the survival guide.
Driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. That
Alan actually, he's not nyctophobic, but he suffers from a rare, I don't know if it's genetic, but he suffers from a condition that makes him overly sensitive to light. That's why a lot of times you'll, at least in the other material, see him with sunglasses, because it's actually overwhelming for him. But again, that's non-canon, as far as I know.
Barry?
Ow, thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week.
Like photosensitive or something.
I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I literally have the survival guide on my lap right now. There's something here. I can't find it. Okay, let's just run and get inside before we get DMCA'd on the damn music in the back corner there. I don't know if it's like it's in the book here somewhere where they reference it, but whatever. So he, like, his wife being afraid of the dark and him having an aversion to light, it's no wonder why in his in his creative process. He's talking about light and darkness in the show, or in this
The writer is a light
book.
that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
I actually really love, before we walk through there, because it's going to start a cutscene, I love this particular video because it gives the idea that all stories already technically exist. They exist out there in the ether waiting to be discovered, and the role of the author or the artist is to uncover the potentiality for a story or a piece of art or sculpture or painting and reveal it to the world. Rather than them creating it, they're revealing what already exists. It's just a nice philosophical idea, and I enjoy it.
Marvelous, sir. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
We met the Andersons in the
Tor
diner.
and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone.
And their names are Tor and Odin.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so
Oh,
I can
that
get in touch
face.
with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roadways. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
There's the punch!
Take it easy.
And here's the best boy right here.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
I actually just noticed a detail in this scene I've never noticed before.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Hartman has a wedding
Talk
ring
to
on.
Someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Hey, Rose.
You found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Okay, Barry.
Who's Max?
I see you there.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
A fan, you
She
say?
even has a fan site dedicated to you.
Oh, that's not creepy. Alright, so if anyone was curious about the line in the first episode, this is Bucktooth Charlie right here. This is our mammoth statue. Hello?
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared?
Yes.
When was the last time you slept? Are you high? Have you been drinking?
No!
Shh,
Look, Barry.
don't rat me
Alice is
out,
weak,
buddy.
And someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
If a new Tron game were to come out, would you make videos on it? I've actually never even knew there was a Crown game in the first game other than the original arcades. I'm more than happy to take a look at it. I'd probably play it and see what happens from there. For the most part, the games I do on stream, it's going to be play the game, do kind of like do an end game review of the biggest themes in my opinion. And if there's anything more that I feel like I need to dedicate multiple videos to, I will definitely get to it. But right now, I'm working on Control, Remedy, Alan Wake. Those are always going to be my top priorities. But after that, Psychonauts, I got to finish that series. Hellblade, I got to finish that series. So once those are done, I'll probably look into other games.
Hey, Rusty, right? You run cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's
Poor
just across from
puppers.
Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Poor puppers.
What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Poor thing.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations
Dude,
always
chill.
end in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife.
Technically, I spoke to them,
Can
so...
we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
You gonna stop yelling at me? Okay, thank you. If anyone doesn't recognize the voice, he voices Vinny Gognitti in Max Payne 2 as well. Barry over here. Aw, I'm sorry, Dakoba. And I'm sorry for any of the graphical issues. I'm trying to figure out what settings are causing that right now.
I think this is the form.
It's something on my end I'm doing.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Well, Elderwood is the name of this entire forest area, so this is Elderwood National Park. But it's also possible that it has deeper meaning, too.
A dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Take it easy, Kayla.
Al, come on. I mean,
You smooch that kitty.
Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Sorry. I had to run turn the air conditioning on because it's getting freaking hot here. Oh boy, yeah, no, the bitrate helped get this up to 1080p, which was an issue for sure, which we fixed. I'm still trying to figure out, because I haven't seen anyone else having these kind of graphical issues. It's just me, so there's something I'm doing, and I'm trying to confirm what's happening with it. Yeah, the bitrate's really just for stream, but this was doing it when I was playing by myself too, so it's my problem entirely.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al?
I checked the drivers, it should be fine.
Sheriff or call the FBI?
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then.
What did that lamp do to anybody?
You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here. And
Go
if
get
I'm
the
not
Iron
back by
Mordor.
morning, call the cavalry.
All right, let's check it real quick. So you say you have VSync or DLS? Because I do have the DLS turned on just to quality, and I have the VSync turned off. But again, I'll be 100% honest. I do not know what any of these settings mean. But that's it.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
That's not bad. Hey.
You want to know where you can shove that flashlight?
Oh, so you recognize I'm shoving it in your face.
Point that thing, Al.
All right. So this is the part where I'm from here on forward. I don't really know where 100% of all collectibles are. I know general locations though, but I'm not as familiar with this section as I am with episode 1. All right. So now we're getting into more actual gameplay. Hey, you got more lines of dialogue for me?
Stop it, Al.
Sorry. I know you have more lines of dialogue because there was a reference to a fantasy book series. Like, I think he mentioned something about a gruel or something similar to that.
Real funny, Al. Real funny.
Oh, here we go.
Ha-ha. Thank you. I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back. Or until I get eaten by a grue.
A grue. They're eaten by a grue. That's the line of dialogue I was looking for. So that's based upon a book series, weirdly enough. If I remember correctly, it had to do with like a version of Earth where the sun burned out. So it was covered in darkness or something. And the grues are like darkness entities. They're like weird bat things. It's from the Dying Earth series. It's a human bat hybrid predator. And they dwell in darkness. So it's just another direct reference to all this stuff. Okay, so let's check around behind here real quick. So VSync is a limit to prevent screen tearing because the FPS might go over your monitor. I thought grues were from one of those text adventures. So, are you saying like I should graphics? I can technically turn the VSync off or the DLS off. Okay. Or not the DLSS, sorry, the VSync. I'll try turning that on real quick and see if that helps. Let me know if that helps quite a bit. Okay. Ooh, we got a hot tub back. Dude, this would actually be a lovely place to hang out. Personally, I've always been one of those cabin in the woods kind of guys. So this, despite being run down, and there probably is mold here, I would love it. From what my tech advisor told me, the DLS basically helps with the rendering process, so it uses less resources. But again, I'm not a techno-savvy person, so I could be 100% wrong on that. Okay, Barry doubts Wayne's sanity. Or Wake's. Wayne? Why the shit did I say Wayne?
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Mm-hmm. So, like, think about it from an outside perspective is, without, like, obviously this is gonna be a psychological thriller, fantasy-esque, there's fantasy aspects to it. But imagine just hearing this in real life, your friend is telling you this,
gone to the cops.
You would freak the hell out.
This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Okay. Alan Wayne. Yep, Alan Wayne. Wayne's World. Let's do a Wayne's World Alan Wake crossover. I think we need this right now. That is what the world needs at the moment. Okay. Okay, so this one, let me just grab a few things. Some revolver ammo. frankly, I don't think we really need to turn this radio on. It is part of the relevant ones. Let's do it for the collectible's sake.
Welcome back to the show,
But
folks.
it's really not relevant to anything.
Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized.
I'm just trying to get something to trigger in here. I don't know what triggers it. That's not working. So basically, they just talk about fishing, and Doc Nelson, the guy we met in the sheriff's office, is going to be judging the pie eating contest, and Pat Main's telling him how, oh gosh. He's just basically just telling him how everyone should be happy that he's not partaking in the fishing competition. So it's not story related, it's just more atmosphere-ish. Looking forward to more great content. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it, Nuke. Okay. Let's check back here. Just want to make sure we don't miss anything. That was a 360 no-scope of a kick right there. Jesus. I don't know what you were doing there, son. Are you guys ready for another Night Springs episode? Here we go. Yeah, I was trying to trigger the window thing, Katam.
But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs.
I think I won't say actually anything right now.
Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
This is another interesting one if you're into the address unknown style of storytelling. If you're familiar with Max Payne.
He's a weird one. So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from
Watch the perpetrator's shirt here. Pay attention, it's important.
with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face.
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
So, you didn't understand that one. So basically, in my opinion, what's going on there... Actually, first, we'll talk about it. So the murderer's shirt, he's wearing a shirt that says, I am awake. So again, it's just probably just a little Easter egg that Alan threw into it. But, in my opinion, there's an entity that is essentially the shadow aspect that is possessing these individuals and causing them to do weird stuff. The idea is this is a direct callback to Address Unknown, which is a fictional TV series in the Max Payne universe that directly has to do with a character named John, who sees his evil doppelganger in the mirror. So again, maybe The Man in the Mirror is the name of it. So again, this probably found its way inside the Alex Casey books as well. If you follow that, Max Payne and Alex Casey are basically the same thing. So there's a lot to talk about with that scene, but let's do this first.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Rusty's the park ranger we just met. Max is the dog he was trying to help. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. So the Spider-Man pointing meme, kind of. Like, a lot of these are intended to be very odd. Like, if you're familiar with, like, the Outer Limits or the Twilight Zone, then you'll know the style of storytelling. For more modern audience, I say it's similar to Black Mirror episodes.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
So if you remember back at the diner at the start of the game, Rusty was the one sitting there with Rose the waitress. So it looks like they do have a relationship, but even though he, as she acknowledges, is very good for her in a lot of ways based upon her past experiences in life, she still desires more. She wants that Hollywood magic, which is likely why she's so attracted to Wake in general, because he represents that.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Shit, let's go. I'm sorry, my cardio is stopping me from getting there quicker. I think the V-Sync actually took care of the issue. Thank you for whoever recommended that, because I haven't seen any problems since we turned that on.
Can you hear me? Anyone?
Hello?
Please help!
Oh, jeez.
I'm back here. Hey, please help me.
Well, Tailgate, this game is all about forests at night, so buckle up.
Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found came true.
Poor puppy.
It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Dude, look at his leg. Look at it. Oh, God. That... that leg is wrecked. I don't know, because I think it evokes a visceral reaction, Cinnamon. Anything to do with animals
sure that Rusty was
is sometimes worse than a person.
Running and the lights back on.
Let's just check back here real quick. Alright. Rusty attacked by the dark presence.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Okay, so I think there's one there, one right there as well. So who all has that weird feeling? Which is worse, reading about it on the page or witnessing it here? Hold on, I think there's something in this building. Yep, we got another thermos. He's more expressive in this one. Well, you're actually, with the new facial models, you're able to show off physical expressions is more. I don't know which is better, whether being deadpan because you're literally in a state of shock from blood loss, or this way. Didn't know they had earthquakes. Yeah, I don't know where the fault line lies in relation to Washington here, but I'm over in California, so we have the San Andreas right there. We get them all the time. Wake reaches a safe haven of light.
Instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. Bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Trust me, we're going to have this feeling very shortly, because there's a section of episode 2 where you start to run out of all resources, ammunition, and batteries at a specific point where you get swarmed. And it is one of the most tense sections of the game for me, personally, every time I do a replay of this.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Oh shit, let's go.
Rusty! The ground was covered with oily ashes.
Oh, wow.
Liquid darkness.
Okay, so we got little slime things that can act as traps now. Let's try to avoid them.
Hunters need hunting licenses.
You know what? You can just chill out, guys. Oh, we only have a revolver right now. Oh, you're heading out of Utah? Are you getting ready to move out of state then?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
A mammoth-sized hole, you say? And that right there is why you should be more specific with your words, because we literally have a mammoth that possibly tore a hole through here and then went back into its place. Is that what happened here? When it comes to writing things on a page, your imagination makes up the blank points. So you never really know for sure. Please don't feed the animals.
Purchase of park license.
Rusty, dude! Stop! Stop, buddy! Oh boy, here we go. Oh, you're moving to Denver for art school? That'll be fun. Let me know how the trip goes when you get back, or when you get over there. So, if remember, in the episode 1 when we were looking at Stucky, we were talking about what's all the dialogue that the Takens seem to say. If you listen to everything Rusty's saying, it's something he would say normally while alive, just more demonic. I don't want to eat those berries, no. Rusty, chill. Come back. There we go. I'm sorry to do this, buddy. I guess you're never going to be able to... just imagine him and Rose's relationship and how it ends here. The sudden red flash had you thinking hiss for a second. Aliens and space exploration. Same here, Tailgate. I actually think there's enough information and control with side content that suggests we may get some kind of like space exploration or alien situation going on. Because that's another great avenue to take the entire Remedyverse, to be perfectly honest. Just add that. And there's a lot of information that, for example, contact with NASA's already on board with the program, so to speak, and that's all I'm going to say on that matter. And then there's our favorite, all I'm going to say for those who play Control is Spider Time. And you'll know what that is when as it applies to aliens. Exactly, Gabriel. Spider Time. Alright. There's actually some information in the Alan Wake files. Actually, let's talk about that right now. Okay. Well, after this conversation happens. I forgot to mention it after the first chapter.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Al, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Okay. So, let's get to the safe haven and have a quick conversation, because this is going to take a little bit, and I don't want to accidentally keep bumping into dialogue. Okay, let's do this first. Rusty's final thoughts.
In that last instant of
We don't know where the dog went, Kat. We don't know what happened with Max.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Oh, boy. I've never actually... Is there a headshot mechanic on this? Because I didn't really know that that would increase it. Anyways, so there's a book that came out at the same time as this game called the Alan Wake Files. It's actually supplemental information for it. And crap. Sorry, my brain is scattered. I'm trying to remember why I was bringing up the Alan Wake Files. Shit. Shit. I am so goddamn scatterbrained. If anyone remembers what I was saying before that happened, let me know. But anyways, we'll talk about it this section anyway. So, Clay Stewart. There's a character in the nightmare at the beginning of the game. His name was Clay Stewart. If you remember, he's the guy with the who got the axe to the head. Now, he's actually a real person. He is not just a dream figment. He's a guy from, I think it's Madison, Wisconsin. And he's been having reoccurring nightmares about being trapped in the woods, being stalked by an axe-wielding murderer with Alan Wake in those dreams. And it's been happening over and over. And he didn't know who Alan was at the time until he was up late at night trying to avoid sleep and those nightmares, and ended up...
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Perfect, thank you. And ended up seeing it like a late night in interview. I remember what it was. Thank you. Sorry. This conversation is reminding me what I was going to say. So he was watching a late night interview about Alan Wake and recognized, hey, he knows who this is now. So why is he having recurring nightmares about a writer he's never met? And in the nightmare, every single time, either Alan died or he died, and then he would immediately wake up. But the point is, during that interview, Alan was having a conversation with the guy, and this was after he finished off the Alex Casey crime novel series, and he was asking, are you going to do more like pulp crime stuff, or what's going on? And Alan's response is basically no. The genre of the story doesn't matter with what I do, as long as the thematic relevance and this type of storytelling remains constant to my style. And I feel like that's Remedy and Sam's way of saying, yeah, we can change up the genre in the Remedyverse. It doesn't matter what genre we have. Max Payne was a crime story. It was like old film noir. Alan Wake is a Stephen King-esque psychological thriller. Control is more of a Lovecraftian style. Quantum Break was a sci-fi. The genre doesn't really matter as long as the storytelling remains constant. So if they put aliens into it, again, it doesn't matter as long as they keep the same style of story. Oh, jeez. You know what? Let's just say screw this and run. Sorry, that's what I was trying to remind myself of. Oh, I'm almost out. Come on, stay away. Oh yeah, these guys used to take, I think in normal difficulty they take 3 shots, now they take 4, and the fast guys took 2 in normal. I think they might still take 2, I'm not sure. Yeah, that whisper breath always shows up. Okay. Oh god, I'm kind of scared. Let's go down this way real quick just to make sure there's no collectibles. But the more we venture off the path, the more we're going to be losing ammo, so we have to stay careful of that. But this is important. Let's grab it. Barry meets Rose.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart, too. Knew a lot about what was going on in the town. Knew a lot about Al. Even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, something in that particular dialogue, it just... From the perspective of someone who spends a lot of time trying to edit videos, it just cracks me up that that got through the editing over at Remedy. But there's one section where right before Alan speaks again, you hear just a quick breath. And I spend so much time on my end editing out all those breath noises. So it really stands out to me when I hear the just get stuck inside of it. Because normally you kind of mute those sections with the breaths. Okay, let's get our breath back. I hear things coming at us somewhere. The music is starting to come in. Alan doesn't like Rose because he doesn't really like his fans too much. And it's more... I don't know if it's just that it's the typical your fans get overly excited around you and it's kind of like a, oh, just treat me like I'm normal thing. But personally, I think it's more that his fans are a reminder that he can't write any further. And it's always, hey, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And he's tired of dealing with that. And his fans are going to be the absolute worst. Oh, crap. So I'm still trying to decide what I want to think about his negative reaction to fans, personally. Hey there. Boom, let's get the big guy out of here. Imagine if Remedy versus a game that focuses on aliens lets you play as aliens fighting the evil forces of Earth. I don't know. There's a lot of different things. Okay, so the Great Old One, felled by lightning. I want to read this, so let's take care of these guys first. I mean, look at the Willow AWE. Is one aspect of it. There's the Fermaro AWE, which is another one. Okay, come on. Come on. Follow me up here. Trying not to run out of things here. Yeah, being famous, like, personally, like, that's my thing, too. I would never want to be famous. It's just... no. Okay, so the Great Old One. Remember, this place is called Elderwood. Felled by lightning in 1937. Felled by lightning in 1937, this exceptionally tall Rocky Mountain Douglas fir, Sudasuga, I'm not even going to try to say that, was over 200 years old. According to the local legends, it stretched beyond the stars. After it fell, it was measured to be 66 meters tall, a nearly record length. Okay, my health is actually back up, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's switch back to the shotgun for the time being. Yeah, the Remedy franchise is just trippy as fuck. Oh, hi there. You know what? Let's just leave you guys and run to the light, because I really don't want to deal with you right now. I'm trying to save ammo. This entire stretch right here can get really bad if you don't have enough ammo to keep you up and running. Okay, let's go. And boom. I think I have enough to deal with this right now, so we won't have a problem. So I want to go off the side path right here. Okay, we're almost out of ammo there. We also have a flare gun, though, which I did not notice before. There's a live random dialogue from Taken. Yeah, it's usually going to be like random little bits. I think they're on cycle, though. Okay, let's get going. I probably could have just ran to the light and not worried about them. There we go. Dude, Alan has no cardio. Rule number 1 of Zombieland, cardio. He's a writer. He probably has never seen the inside of, or seen a treadmill in his life. Okay, Wake sees the torch symbol.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
And this is again confirmation that someone has been painting all those arrows all over the place, and someone has been leaving stuff outside. probably for us. No, I have not seen Quantum Leap. And Tailgate, how can you say Fringe is bad? I love Fringe. It's one of my favorite shows. If you like Remedyverse stuff, you'll love Fringe. It's more of a Quantum Break, not in terms of the time travel stuff, but in terms of, like, it's purely science-focused. It's friggin' amazing, and John Noble is a treasure. Okay, before we continue onwards, I need to go a quick bathroom break. 1 second, I will be right back. And we are back. Let me just double check a few things. Okay, so that is audio still working fine. Switch it back over, and we're back. Pump action versus hunting rifle. Personally, I tend to use the pump action shotgun more than the hunting rifle in this. But from a purely mechanical standpoint, I think the hunting rifle is superior because you do max damage even at a distance rather than the pump action, which you do more damage up close. So it's actually preferable to have it in the... Ah, boy, here we go. You know what? I don't even want to deal with you guys. You're getting a flare gun. Hi there. Goodbye. I don't want to deal with your crap. Whoa! Hello there. Okay, so the quick ones are still 2 shots. Fair enough. For your safety, stay on the designated trails, if you say so. You're not going to get to me. It's not going to happen. Nope. I'm not even moving. I am king of the castle here. We're playing The Floor is Lava. Oh, I did, Kayla. Don't worry. I would never mess with... Cafe Souvenir Center? I would never mess with this controller. Or is that where we came from? I think that's where we came from. Let's just head on over here. Another thing people have been complaining about is the gunplay in Alan Wake, but I think it's because Alan never held a gun. Hence, he's fired guns within a shooting range, but that's it. He's never actually handled a gun legitimately. So yeah, he's not too experienced with it at all. Nightingale's arrival. I don't know what platform Fringe is on currently, to be honest. I own them all on Blu-ray, so I've never had to worry about that. But
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Agent Nightingale. So we're not going to talk about him just yet, but there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of information about Nightingale that never made it into the game, which personally I find frustrating. And I want to get back on the other side of this. Can I get back over? Thank you, because I think we missed some stuff back here. It's free to stream on IMDb TV. Do it. Fringe is amazing. Let's head back here real quick. Oh, there we go. Dates from 1846, the year of the Oregon Treaty. Okay, so this is going to be our Bright Falls timeline right here, so we can get a little bit of the backstory and history. I just want to make sure there's no one going to sneak out and try to stab us in the frickin' butt with a scythe. Okay, the tree this ring was cut from started growing in 1846, the year of the Oregon Treaty was signed. Other notable events marked in the ring. 1853, the Washington Territory was formed. 1878, the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the town itself. 1889, Washington was granted statehood. 1929, tree damaged from a forest fire. 1970, the Bright Falls Mining Company closes its doors after a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake. Remember, there was a caldera lake that we were looking at. 1980, Mount St. Helens erupts. 1987, the tree felled by a storm. So the mining company, I think we'll learn more about that later, so I'm not going to say anything about it yet. Dude, it's amazing. Fringe is just incredible. Think of it like a... Weirdly enough, there's actually some Easter egg-esque stuff in it that suggests it might be in the same universe as X-Files. Not in terms of the alien stuff, because it doesn't deal with that in the slightest, but in terms of the science stuff. Okay. Elderwood National Forest. Because I think in the pilot they mention that the Fringe Division used to go by the old X designation. It's funny as hell. So yeah, as soon as we see Nightingale, I'm gonna start explaining, talking about him in episode 3. Because there is a lot of information about him that, again, didn't make it into the game, but it's in the Alan Wake files, which was released alongside the game. So it's kind of intended that you read those while you play the game, which would give you information, but since it's not in the game, most people don't even know about that book. So they never actually did it. Wait, that X-Files, yes, Katam. It's not canon or anything, I seriously doubt it's true, but there's Easter eggs in there for it. Oh boy, here we go. We'll talk about that in a second, though. So there actually is one TV show that isn't canonically in the same universe as X-Files, though. It's called Millennium. It's one of my favorite shows.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
I'm sorry, Kayla. That must have been fun to watch.
Kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
All right, dude.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. You set him up, and I'll knock him down, Wake.
This is how the story goes. Alright, so this is a tutorial section for the flares because I have no gun, which means I have to rely on this guy, the kidnapper, entirely to do all the heavy lifting. With that, all we can do is keep them away and... Whoop! But his aim is terrible. Shoot the guy, dude. Come on. I'm not going to say what he means by the story, and if everyone remembers, this is the guy that was on the ferry at the beginning of the game. The one that was talking shit about us. Come on, can you kill the guy? He's literally standing there. Thank you, finally. So this guy was on the ferry talking crap about Alan being a city boy while we were coming up. Wow, I've never seen him be this bad. I've played this scenario probably 20 times, and he's never been this terrible. Come on, dude. Okay, let's go on. Dude, Lance Hendrickson, yes. Kat, if you've seen Millennium, you know... Like, I grew up on that damn show. It is incredible. I've almost considered, for the channel, since, like, this is a gaming channel, obviously, but I've almost considered breaking my no TV shows or movies rule just to talk about Millennium because of how freaking incredible it is. How does Jesse know about Thomas Zane? We're not going to discuss that just yet. And I'm not going to mention how he has Alice's voice. That's a spoiler right there.
Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Oh my gosh.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake. Are
See,
you kidding? Give me the gun. No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it.
Okay, so here we go. So this is actually a time thing, so we got to keep them away as long as we can. And we can't kill them. Shit. And flares. Let's go. Whoa, those shadows are doing weird stuff down there. At least we got plenty of flares. Whoa! I did not see you. Alright, let's just drop you there and run. You can make some extra credit videos about it. Her name being Alice, it might be referencing Alice following the White Rabbit, or Alice in Wonderland, which would be appropriate. But her name is also his initials, Alan Wake, A Wake. So are hers, Alice Wake, A Wake. So it's true for both of them in a certain sense. There's a crossover episode between X-Files and Millennium. Yeah, Season 7. I forgot which episode in Season 7 that is, but yes. Yeah, it was a very bad episode. Like, I don't think it did Millennium justice and Frank Black justice, but... Hold on. I need to get that coffee thermos. It's worth almost dying for. Run. Hold on. So if you like the themes presented in this game, you will actually kind of enjoy Millennium. It's the basic idea is it has to do it's a crime procedural show, like a lot of Chris Carter stuff. But the main character is what makes it, and the themes are what make it. It deals with, X-Files deals with, like, government conspiracy and aliens and stuff like that. Millennium is more about spiritual and psychological matters. And the nature of mankind and how we respond to certain things. Remedy games change your life for the better. That is wonderful to hear. Yeah, this game, I cannot even explain how influential this game has been to me. Literally has changed a lot of my life. Come on. We're about to run out of... As soon as this scenario's done, we're going to lose all of our weapons, so there's really no point in hoarding them. Whoa! Come on, dude, kill them. They're literally just standing right there. Dude, shoot them. You are terrible at this. I'm afraid you're asleep or dead. Oh, there we go. There we go. And let's just drop you in the corner and take care of you guys. Please kill one. Can you try shooting the one that's not... Oh, God! Okay. Drop this. Get away. Kill them, please. Kill them. Let's drop one here so you can't do anything. Let's go back to you. Can you please... It seems like he's only shooting the ones that don't take damage right now. Like that, you can't damage that one. Do something. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the flares do take down their shields, but it doesn't damage them in any way. Like, the flare gun will just, like, one-hit KO, basically. Anything except for stuff at the end of the game. There you go. Fuck. This guy actually used to be a stormtrooper. That is very true.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
Alan just punches people left and right in this story. Jeez. Oh boy, Katam, yes, the Christmas light. Oh boy.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry. No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
Well, let's just stop
He
for a
had
second.
Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Let's just take a moment and appreciate freaking Matthew Peretta's performance in this. If you play Control, this is Dr. Darling right here, who's voicing Alan, and just to hear the range, especially when he's shouting right there, as compared to his quirky mad scientist normal persona, it's ugh, I love his range. Is this all of them? Or hold on, I think we have, yeah, there's a few more we haven't gotten yet.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now.
So this is something I'm sure anyone who has done any creative writing for themselves will know. You tend to draw upon inspiration from your personal experiences, things you already know about. Hold on, I see an arrow this way. And it's possible that a lot of what's going on in this game, or at least in the story so far, is based upon him being so close to Alice and taking a lot of her fears and including that in his own writings. He'll definitely come back for Alan Wake 2. I mean, he was voicing him in Control. He's voicing him in the AW DLC. He recorded new things for this game specifically. In the spoiler visions, which we're not going to discuss the contents of, but so you know he's going to be returning for that. This is his character. He's even recorded some stuff, I think, outside, like, promotional material where it's him, Matthew Peretta, involved in the Remedyverse, which that's a whole nother story, which I can't really talk about just yet for this, but Remedy, like Sam Lake specifically, puts himself into these stories, into the games themselves, and into the trailers and the promotional material as well, which is freaking just crazy. The voice actor, Dr. Darling, is hot. Yeah, he's ripped all right. Okay, we're staying away from these lights on the ground here. Hold on. Taken versus the Heartless? Oh, boy. I don't know. That's a good question. The Taken versus the Heartless. Sorry, I'm just seeing if there's anything up here. I don't think there is. But I'm just double checking. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything back here. Because there are very different types of darkness entities. I'd have to think about that, to be honest. Will you stream Crossfire X campaign? Yeah, absolutely. I fully plan to. And if anything, I might even do some, like, maybe not streams, but play the camp or the multiplayer with do like a community thing. Because one thing I'm trying to do with trying not to do with these streams, so to speak. Oh, hold on. Collectible. One thing I'm trying not to do in these streams is to make it just content for the sake of throwing up, oh, here's some fun gameplay. I want to make it relevant to the themes I normally talk about for the channel. At the end of the day, this is not a stream channel. It's not intended to be, but I'm using these streams, one, to allow others to experience things, and for me to experience new games that people find relevant for me to talk about. And if I start streaming multiplayer shooter games, it's just like it just takes away what the entire channel is about, in my opinion. But that's just me. But I'm more than happy to do like multiplayer stuff just off stream for the fun of it with the community. I want to check chat right now, but it's so nerve-wracking to have the music playing because you know something's right around the corner. Oh, there we go. In conclusion, this becomes a stream channel. No! That is the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Like, if anything, it really helps to do streams every now and then, though, because it helps with the algorithm. It starts recommending the channel more to come in for the other things. And it allows more content to be released more frequently, because I tried doing a once-a-week episode or a lecture upload, and it killed me. It's a lot of work for one, but with my normal day job, I pull 50 to 60-hour weeks normally. So any and all free time I get goes into the channel, and trying to do one a week is just, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So 2 weeks, one video every 2 weeks, I feel works for me, but I feel like I'm not giving everyone enough content by doing so. So that's why I also wanted to try to do streams as well. Hello. Because I'll leave. What the crap? What happened to the flare? Stay on this side, flare. Jerk. There we go. Yeah, Remedy tends to have the same actor playing multiple roles. I mean, Courtney Hope voiced not just Jesse in Control, but also Beth Wilder in Quantum Break. The actor who plays the cab driver in Quantum Break is also Dylan Faden, so Jesse's brother in that game. Again, James McCaffrey voices a lot of different characters throughout the franchise. He's probably the most recognizable voice. They just tend to find people they like working with and sticking with them.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Oh, I'm so glad you found the channel Meru. Sorry, I can't say it. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the full name here. But I'm so glad you found it, and you got a chance to experience Alan Wake right afterwards, because it's absolutely incredible. So what do we know about the Crossfire X campaign? Okay, so from my opinion, it has to do with fate. There's a lot of thematic lines of dialogue in the trailer that suggest the story is about fate and that concept. Where is it? I hear someone back there. But I have a feel it's kind of almost a Minority Report style of story. If you're familiar with Philip K. Dick's book, Minority Report, or you've seen the movie that Tom Cruise starred in. And it basically has to do with the idea of being aware of fate before something before it happens, but do you actually create that future because you're aware of it in the first place? Is it going to happen on its own, or by learning of what's going to happen in the future, you actually cause what's going to happen in the future? And in my opinion, that's what the main narrative is about. Because of Control, yeah, Control is definitely going to be where a lot of people. It's actually, I think it's between Control and Psychonauts is how most people found the channel. Which, weirdly enough, the channel got started from Alan Wake specifically. This was intended to be the main focus. And a weird little behind-the-scenes thing, I actually only had 7 videos planned for this. I had 7 videos planned for Alan Wake, and then I was going to stop making videos. No joke, that was my original intention. Okay, how do we get up into there again? I think we can crawl up here. But after Control came out and the Ati video exploded, I kind of just said, hey, you know what, let's just keep this going.
It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
There's something over here. Ow. Wait, there we go. I just saw it, so it's over here. Where? Is it over here? Oh, there we go. We have to do that and then climb across the wings. There we go. I think. Or did I screw this up? I don't think I can do this. Yeah, I think I messed this up. It's fine. We don't really need it. We'll survive. What's a random plane doing here? Good question. There is an in-lore reason for it. Which I don't even think is in the game itself. But we'll find out if we find more manuscript pages. We need an explanation. Oh, Kayla, you and Roden need to hang out. All that, the punnies over here. Whoop. Where is it? Oh, okay, hold on. I need some space. You need to get away from me. Where I can't see everything here. Oh, there's one right there. And there is a generator, so let's drop it here and get the light on. Whew. Titanium? This is exactly Tailgate. It's classic Remedy weirdness with Michael Bay thrown in. That seems like exactly what Crossfire X is going to be. And there's already, I've noticed in the trailer, this may just be me matrixing information, but like I've noticed like inverted black pyramids on some of the helmet and gear for the soldiers. And that's probably just there to screw with us. And it's not intended to mean anything more than that. Okay, I'm going to try to skip most of these areas because we are going to... Okay. Okay, we're dead. You know what? Goodbye. We're just gonna like go over here and you're not gonna bug us again. Bye-bye. Random plane, it's lost. It's a bloody smoke monster. Yes. And with the Remedyverse, everything exists within it, so technically speaking... Okay, you're gonna drop. Nope. Don't fall into the water. And there we go. Everything exists in the Remedyverse, so yeah, Lost exists there too. Maybe everything going on the island is really just a recurring AWE, that the island in Lost is a place of power. Anyone ever think of that? Alan's a serial criminal with a flash to people that shoots him. What, like we were talking about in the first episode about sleep deprivation psychosis, what if none of this is actually happening and Alan's literally on a murder spree and just killing everybody in town? He thinks they're evil dark creatures and really he's just killing everybody. Yeah, I think you were telling me about the elevator bug. I haven't experienced it personally. I've never seen this elevator do that. Hello from Montreal. Hey there, Varuna. How you doing? Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy them. All right, deputies at the logging site.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
So again, we mentioned Deputy Thornton and Deputy Mulligan back at the sheriff's station. So this line of dialogue here suggests that they kind of know what's not really what's going on, but they're used to weirdness around town. And if you watch the Bright Falls prequel television series, which it's literally I think like the few days leading up to the start of the game, Deputy Mulligan I think actually shows up in the show. And we're going to talk about more about them in episode 5, I believe. Barry and Elderwood.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
And here we have an Alfred Hitchcock The Birds reference along here. You hallucinated a shopping cart teleported to you because you mixed caffeine and anxiety meds. Oh, geez. Luckily, I've never had hallucinatory experience. Actually, that's a lie. I've had, anyone ever experienced sleep demons? It's basically when you have sleep paralysis and you're in a hypnagogic state, so you're having hallucinations while you're in the process of waking up. It's freaking terrifying. So hypnagogia is basically that's hypnopompic and hypnagogic states are that point when you're in between waking and sleeping. And sleep paralysis is basically when you're still asleep, but your body wakes up, or your consciousness wakes up, so you're still technically paralyzed. Because if I remember correctly, the body intentionally stops muscle function so that you don't move around too much when you're asleep. So if you wake up too quickly, you can actually feel a sense of paralysis, but you're also can hallucinate at the exact same time, and I've experienced that a few times. It's creepy as hell. I literally saw like a disembodied head over my head, just like doing the shh, like a finger over his lips and shushing me. But it had like a weirdly twisted demonic face. It's creepy as hell. Sleep paralysis annoys me so much. It is terrifying because you want to like move, but you physically can't. So you're having hallucinations while you're frozen in place. It's creepy.
Be aware of Widowmakers.
Is Thomas Zane real or just made up? We'll have to continue to play the game to find out. I will not answer that question just yet. Oh, these guys take so much hits. The Haunting of Hill House. I've actually never seen it. I think I saw I might have seen something years and years ago from like an original version of that. I'm not sure if like the most recent one is a remake of that show or not. But I think I remember seeing something like that a while back. Hunting rifle. At least we got some more damage now. Okay, Wake feels the dark presence.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken. No natural path had brought them here.
So anyone knows how Jesse Faden knows him? I wouldn't say really knows him, but the AW DLC is kind of really where most of Jesse's knowledge of Alan comes from. But there's also some documents in the game that directly reference what's going on right now. And I'm not going to say much more than that. What is... Is that plank... Is that 2x4 hurting me? What was that? I'm gonna die by stepping on a 2x4. I also woke up a few years ago with Bell's palsy, took meds, and it went away. Gotcha. No spoilers during a live stream. Yeah, so that's really all I'm gonna say. But we're not gonna explain more than that. Alan Wake's actually like in his... I think he's like 32, like canonically right now. I'm not positive. Sideshow Bob type death, dude. That'd be ridiculous. How slow is chat on? How slow is chat? Honestly, according to how I set up my Streamlabs, it's only supposed to be 10-second delay, but I think it's a lot longer than that. Oh, jeez. Let's get out of the way. Plank was an alternate item. Wouldn't surprise me. Hey, you two. Come on, you get closer. And go. Goodbye. And that did not kill you. That sucks. Okay, hi there. Switch over to the hunting rifle and boom, let's go. He has horrible stamina. Yep. He is a typical, he has no cardio. He sits on his butt writing all day, every day, and just never gets out to the gym. It's been a long-running joke. Okay. Okay, we're maxed out in ammo, and we're heading back up to the campgrounds. It's the plank from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Oh, jeez. Oh, I remember that show. So much ridiculousness. Alright. We're not going to mess around with this. Yes, we will be streaming both of the DLCs for Alan Wake. We've actually already done American Nightmare. We did this. That was the first stream I did since I got my new PC. There we go. Oh crap, why am I reloading? Just shoot. Right in the knee. He took a freaking hunting rifle bullet to the knee. Alright, let's get going. To be fair, I've been sitting at home the past year and a half since work is now 100% remote. Probably couldn't have run through the forest if I wanted to. I need to work on that too. I used to have a gym membership down here, but I am notoriously lazy. I'm actually happy because at my work, we've we're doing a remodel down in the main office, so we moved all of our operations upstairs. So now I literally have to climb up and down a flight of stairs like 20, 30 times a day. So I'm actually happy because it's making me work out a little bit. In a weird way.
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me. Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door. What, am I crazy? Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Hey there, Andy and Princess. How are you doing? I'm glad you could make it. Nice seeing you. You know, clue what to start with a new PC. Hey, just pick up whatever speaks to you and have some fun with it. Alan Wake 2 and the unpaid electrical bill. The most horrifying thing ever.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Absolutely the most terrifying thing ever. Sometimes I like to do punches on my tree. Anyone... Okay, this may seem really random, but the idea of punching a tree... Has anyone ever read the book or seen the old... I think it's like an 80s or an early 90s film called Iron and Silk? It's basically a true story about an American English professor who goes to China and ends up apprenticing under a kung fu master named Punching Fu. And one of the things that Punching Fu is famous for is he punches an iron plate 1,000 times a day. He's known as the Iron Fist. So sorry, you just punching the trees reminds me of that. I used to watch that movie all the time when I was young. Okay, Nightingale fires at Wake. So again, here we go. This is Agent Nightingale once again.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct. His posture. The way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Being a Ghostbuster who have on the top of the building after the... Oh, Alan Wake's a Ghostbuster. That'd be interesting. No, American Nightmare should still be canon. It's just... Okay, we can't talk about American Nightmare. I'm just going to throw that out right now. That's giving away too much about this game, so I'm not going to mention it. But there's still a way... It's... I want to talk about it, but I can't. Sorry. In my opinion, it's still canon.
The key to the garage.
Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on that either. Thank you, Tacoba, for getting rid of the comment. But yeah, we're not going to talk about anything about the end of the story. And that is borderline spoilery. Oh, I have, Philip. They actually do have a video called Is American Nightmare Canon? You can check it out in my Alan Wake playlist.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
This, again, is another one of my favorite TV sections. We're going to pause here for a second because I really want to talk about it. It basically comes down to when you're writing a story, is the role of the author to unveil the story that's already there, or to start a story and say, you know what, I want this to happen. And I want this to happen. Even though it does not make any logical consistency within the narrative, you will throw, like Alan mentioned, you throw a chain around the animal's neck, the story's neck, and force it into submission to do what you want it to do. Which, in doing so, you lose all logical consistency within the narrative, which creates contrivancies within the plot. And it's very obvious if you're watching a film and they have contrivancies where things only happen because the writer says it happens, it's very blatantly obvious and it can take you out of the immersion. Case-by-case scenario by the writer. Exactly. So the idea is whenever I do my writings is I try to just write one thing at a time and see where does the story logically want to take me. I let the story tell me what it wants to say rather than me telling the story, this is what you're going to do. And it's actually relevant to the plot of the story, that concept, so we'll talk about that later. I like how it talks about how plot holes affect the darkness. That's borderline spoilery, but it's not going to make sense, so we'll keep going. Nope. I played Alan Wake when I was a little before I learned English, so I didn't know the story, but all that flash pew pew, still love the game. Hey, Alucard. Did they not have your subtitles for your language there? Yeah, good writers let their characters have their own free will. They make scenarios happen through a spanner in the works and let the characters figure it out exactly. That's why, in my opinion, I actually spoke to a friend of mine who's taken classes in creative writing, and there's two modes of thought when you're going to write a story, according to her. Is that either A, you create the story and then drop characters in it to carry out the story, or you make characters and then make you characters first and then drop them into the story and see, well, what would this character, now that I know who this character is and how they behave, what will they do in this scenario? You don't know what they're going to do at first. You allow them to tell you what they're going to do. Oh, that is a block wall, so let's not do that. And here comes the terrible driving mechanics of Alan Wake. I'm glad to know it's still just as terrible as it used to be. Wait, is that a... No, that's not a... Oh, hi there. Goodbye. Go. Run. Oh my god, the driving is terrible! What is this? That is... Is there anything down there? Hold on, I want to check down that place. Can we go down the... Yeah, we can go down. What's down here? I'm just curious at this point. Because it seems like an area you're supposed to go. That's a big old ball of nope. Let's get out of here before some Taken show up. Coming up on 2 hours. Yep, we're actually getting ready to close off. Probably another 20 minutes or so and we'll be wrapped up with the stream. Have I played Returnal? I have not. That is definitely on going to be a part of the poll as well. There's a few games that I for sure am going to see what the community wants me to play. But if the character on the story has free will, does that mean the free will is still being controlled by the writer? I mean, it's not really free will, is it? that is a very big theme in this game itself, and if you want to know more on that topic, I will recommend you over to a video, and I don't know why I'm stopping here, a video I've done previously a couple years ago entitled Fate versus Destiny, and I make my thoughts clear on that topic. I mean, not sure what real-life humans even have totally free will. It's a very big topic, and it's gonna take a lot more than me rambling on in a stream to discuss.
The best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Let's not do this yet. Let's hold on to our. Alright, let's take this guy. I don't want to use the flare gun just yet. Hi there. You just watched halfway through it yesterday. I should continue after this. Yes. Whoop. Because there's probably a lot I talk about it. Oh, I almost got it. I was trying to get that shot off before he hit me, and I got greedy. Return of the Story is written by a former Remedy writer. Really? Okay. Interesting. Then yes, I definitely am going to check it out. Yes, we should discuss on Discord later, for sure. Alright, hello there, big boy. Perfect. I always thought of my characters as borrows of my own free will, because it really comes down to you create a character from scratch, but you give it such history, personality to the point where they almost feel like real people to you. And if you create a character that's so believable, they start doing things of their own accord, so to speak, based upon the character you created for them.
Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
So if the monster is actually monster birds, that could explain the largeness of the thing. Sorry, plural. Are you talking about the largeness of the thing that's kind of like chasing us, or are you talking about the birds? I'm not sure if I truly understand what you're saying, Trey. Do you think Alan Wake 2 will be open world? Possibly. Maybe more like Metroidvania, like how Control was. Wake at the Dark Presence's mercy. Okay, so I don't recall what this particular manuscript says, but we missed 2 manuscripts while we're out there. But I'm gonna give a spoiler warning because the little symbol on the right-hand side specifies this is a nightmare-only one, and based upon the title, it comes off to me like it's gonna be a spoiler for the end of the story. So I'm gonna give a warning here. Anyone who does not want to listen to this one, mute the audio, look away for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at the sky as soon as we're done. So let's leave it at that. So 10 seconds, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we're going to get started. You've been warned. Let's go.
The dark presence had touched the girl to lure the rider into a trap. Now it was night, and he lay helpless, drugged, lit only by the flickering of the TV screen filled with static. Shadows coalesced in the room as the dark presence leaned close to the rider, ready to touch him again. Back to work, boy.
Okay, kind of a little bit, not too much. All right, let's get going. I don't know how Evil Within 2 is, so I couldn't tell you on that, to be honest. Yeah,
Barry talked about birds over
I haven't done too much research on Harry Potter after the fact, but I guess it's relatively common to base characters off people you already know, so you kind of already got their personalities down, to be perfectly frank. Discovered the turn off the psychology videos a few days ago, and I love it. The concept. Thank you so much, Alucard. I'm glad you've really enjoyed those. Honestly, the psychology videos have been a lot of fun to make.
A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Not the birds! Oh, these guys are annoying. Let's grab some more of those, and we're gonna stick with the flare gun. This is our last encounter, so let's not be stingy with our ammo. Oh my god, the smoke and the fog just circling around us is... Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh. Ah, I missed him. I think I can get this guy. Let's blow through all of our batteries, too. Damn it. Almost got it. I'm trying, Barry. Chill. Okay, we got that. Flock down. Almost. There we go. Good, you're not allergic to birds. That's wonderful. You just jinxed yourself, buddy. Calling Bird of a Bee movie generous. Is that a bird horror movie or something? Like a Netflix version? There we go. Ah, where are you? There we go, got 2 of them down. 3. Okay, and there we go. Imagine a taken Jason Voorhees attack. See, Jason does not need any help being invincible. It does not help in the slightest. Okay, we're not going to walk in yet, because the second we walk through that door, it's going to end the chapter. Birdemic is a student movie from 2010. It's even worse than The Room. Oh, boy. Like, honestly, there was... talk about bad horror movies. Me and my roommates at the time, we were having a night of drinking and frivolities and decided to pull up the worst horror movie we can find, and we found something... It's a zombie flick called Zombies. It's about... At a literal zoo, and all the animals turned into zombies. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Jason Voorhees is already taken. No shit. It's probably actually canonically true in a certain sense.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
That's okay, Barry.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Writer's block's a bitch.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour. See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old dear diner.
Good girl.
Boy, I gotta talk over this because we're gonna have some DMCA issues. Let the video stop though. I'm gonna be ranting and raving for a while, and let's just skip that. And that's the end of episode 2. Oh boy, so yes, so whatever that was, that old lady who gave us the fake key is now pseudo-possessing Rose the Diner Girl. I know, the song rocks. I can't do it. I can't play it though. We'll get freaking copyright claims on it. So that song is actually very, very relevant as well. That is a song called Poe, or not Poe, sorry. Crap. It's by Poe. It's by a band named Poe. Hold on, crap. I know every song in this game, and for some reason I am... Haunted. It's a song called Haunted by Poe. Now, Poe, the tie-in to why it's relevant to Alan Wake is because Poe, the artist who wrote it, and the performer, her brother is the author of House of Leaves. Now, House of Leaves is a huge inspiration for the entire Remedyverse, including Alan Wake, as well as Control. And the little ba-dum-bum-bum that they just had right there in the tune, that is actually said by the main character, or not the main characters, but one of the characters, Navidson's children in House of Leaves. There's a scene where they're standing at the top of the staircase, literally singing the ba-dum-bum-bum right at him in the book. You read House of Leaves? It's amazing. But yeah, the author, Daniel Lewandowski, I think is his name, his sister is the singer from Poe, and this song, Haunted, is directly related to House of Leaves, which happens to be the inspiration for Control and Alan Wake, which is just a really cool little tie-in here. But anyways, you need the book, and you get a physical copy of the book, Cat. Daniel Lusky, thank you, Dakoba. But get a physical copy because oh gosh, if you tried it, you need to have a physical copy to read it. It's not written like other books, is all I'm going to say, if you're not familiar with it. If you're not familiar with it, there's moments where if you read it in public, people will think you're crazy. No joke. Yes, thank you, Great Keo. It has to be physical. I'm not going to say anything about it because when you read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But not even joking, as soon as I finish it and I'm almost done, I'm going to be doing a video on how House of Leaves relates to the entire Remedyverse, and I'm going to do some fun things with it. I'm going to have a lot of fun because I want to make it like you're watching a glitched out video. Like pull all the editing tricks I know to make it as trippy as the book is. And that's all I'm going to say. Is it expensive? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I actually got a free copy. I happened to find a copy of House of Leaves in my dad's library, so I just grabbed it. I met this game on Gameplay Spanish. I knew English years later. Was surprised at how good the Spanish dub was. I've heard the Spanish dub is actually pretty good. I think it's $19. Just ordered it. Perfect. You'll enjoy it, and it's definitely one that messes you. There's a couple times in the book that I had to put it down because it was literally giving me anxiety, but whatever. Oh boy. So what does everyone think so far of Alan Wake for the first timers? For the first times of Alan Wake, what are you thinking so far? What's your thoughts of what's going on? I want to hear it. Banana, yes, I have Quantum Break videos. I only have 2. One is on shifters, and one, I believe, is... crap. What was the other one? I've done 2, and I completely forgot what the other one was. Hold on, I'm looking at my YouTube right now. I plan on doing more. The only reason I haven't done more Quantum Break videos is because I needed to record assets, and my PC at the time wasn't strong enough to record it without glitching like crazy. And I didn't want to have glitchy video assets, but now that I have a new PC, I'm going to be recording the entire game start to finish so that we can start working on Quantum Break as well. Sweet game. Thanks. Alan Wake 2, but see, got hurt by a 2-centimeter plank. No crap. Best game in the Remedyverse. Philip, I may be biased, but since this is my introduction to the Remedyverse, but I feel like this is the most tightly bound story within the Remedyverse. Like Max Payne 2, very big contender up there, though. I wish I could play this game and enjoy the story for as the first time. Same thing. The first time is always going to be the best. And I think that's why I personally am enjoying playing it with you guys, is because I'm being here with you all when you're experiencing for the first time. Yeah, this was Xbox exclusive. Great Keo, it got released in Steam, I want to say 2012, 2013? I could be wrong there. And then recently we have a remastered version, which is released on all consoles, so Xbox, PlayStation, and Epic Game Store, which is where I'm playing this right now. A lot of reviewers say Quantum Break is bad. It's not bad. It's just there's some aspects of it that there were questionable design decisions, and I think most of it had to do with Microsoft. But if you guys want, I could actually play Quantum Break on the channel at some point. Do a stream of it. I think that'll be fun. Psychological stuff is always the best experience blind. It is. And that's why I'm really trying to play up different aspects of what's going on here. Is it all a dream in his head? Is it because he's suffering from some kind of mental condition? Is it because of something more mystical? I don't want to really answer those questions because this story is written in such a way that all options about what could be happening is possible. And by the end of the story, you can still argue they're all still possible. Oh, it's not exclusive. You can still get it on Xbox Series X and PS5 and PS4 right now. The lens flare's nuts. Absolutely. Most people don't like the story that's ambiguous. I think explains Remedy's unpopularity. It's true. They intentionally end their stories. Well, with the exception of, I'd say, Max Payne and Quantum Break, it's really Alan Wake and Control that do it, that where they leave it open-ended so you don't really know what's happened at the end. No, I don't think there's a Steam option for the remaster, but you can get the original version on Steam still. Oh boy, please do. All Max Payne's games are amazing. Yes, even 3. I haven't played 3 yet, Cosmo. I might just do it. I don't know if I want to do it on stream, but I played the first, I want to say 30, 40 minutes of it. It just felt so radically different. And it was, the lighting effects were giving me a little bit of nausea, so I had to turn it off. You hate Epic Store? Frankly, this is the first time I've played on it, so I don't have too much experience with them, to be 100% honest on that. But anyways, so if anyone, okay, let's back up. I saw some requests for me to sing, and I've already stated in episode 1, there is a section of episode 5, maybe 3, 5, episode 5, where I've already said, yeah, I'll do a little bit of singing there. Little bit of singing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whole song or not, but I'll do a little bit. Just for the fun of it. Anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to... Wait, Quantum Break was not written by Sam, like he was still working on Alan Wake 2 at the time. Yeah, you can definitely tell there's some aspects of Alan Wake 2 that got evolved into Quantum Break. It was mostly a collaboration with Microsoft, and that's where a lot of their weirdness came from. Gotcha. I don't know enough about it, Jonathan, so I can't really say. So anyways, I'm going to leave this stream off here. Thank you all for joining me on this, and I'm glad I can share this with everybody and be your tour guide through all the weirdness here. And that's all I can really say for right now. You enjoy the rest of your days, whether it be going to sleep or getting up and running around for the day, wherever you're out in the world. You all enjoy yourselves, okay? And I'll see you. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one this weekend. I'm going to be trying to work on the next Psychonauts video for Black Velvetopia. And so that may take up my entire weekend. But for sure, we will be streaming again next week. At the latest Wednesday. I'm going to try to do earlier than that, though. Anyways, take it all. You enjoy. Bye-bye now.